Severus Snape looking down, still in Snape character, kind of.
He is lenient with all of the Slytherins because they are affiliated or related to Death Eaters.
Welcome back, witches, wizards, and muggles to Squibs Corner. Long time no see. I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Andrew, and we just finished recording the episode, chapter 7, the Boggart in
literally like 5
wardrobe.
minutes ago.
Yeah. And so we talked about a few things, and this episode is a spoiler alert. Okay, so if you've not read the books, if you've not watched the movies, don't listen to this. This is going to spoil some pretty big overarching plots.
Listener or
of
viewer
the books.
discretion is advised.
Yeah, that's right. Beware. So we talk about Snape plays heavy favoritism towards Draco, and the Slytherins kind of all together in general, but definitely Draco. And then we talk about
the head person for Slytherin.
Yeah. And so then we talk about Snape's behavior towards Neville. So my theory is, so Snape, from if you've read the entire books, you know that Snape is a double agent, right? He's working for Dumbledore, acting like he's working for Voldemort. Now, this happens, we learn in later books. So, actually, we learn in this book, Snape loved Lily. Snape loved Harry Potter's mom, hated Harry Potter's dad. And so, Snape, during the first Wizarding War, when Voldemort got to full power and was taking over, Snape realizes that Voldemort is going to try to kill Harry Potter. So he says he's going to go kill the Potters. So in a move of desperation, Snape, an active Death Eater, goes to Albus Dumbledore and swears his allegiance to him as long as he saves Lily. Doesn't say anything.
A lot of people have issues with
that. So as long as he saves Lily, and he's like, not the son, not the husband, just Lily. Anyway, we obviously know that Snape has his faults. So anyway, they do the Fidelius charm, they do the Secret Keeper, and the Potters were betrayed. And we find out how, obviously, Peter Pettigrew in book 3. So Voldemort falls at that point, but Snape has already pledged his allegiance. And so he goes to Dumbledore and is like, you didn't protect her. And he said, look, he was betrayed. There's, nothing I could do. And so he goes, but Voldemort is not dead. Voldemort is going to come back. And when that happens, I need you to be ready. So here are a handful of reasons why Snape is the way the Snape is. Snape, if you look at the Slytherins, there are several Slytherins whose parents are either Death Eaters themselves or affiliated with Death Eaters. Draco Malfoy's dad was a Death Eater, a very, influential Death Eater. So Snape has to make it look like he hates Gryffindors and hates Harry Potter.
Oh, he does his job, and he understood the assignment.
He does his job very well. Now, he's almost extra hateful to Neville.
Yeah.
When we learn of the prophecy of Voldemort's downfall, it could have been one of two wizard children. Harry Potter and Neville Longbottom. I think that every time he sees Neville Longbottom, he wishes that it was him.
A little resentful that it's not him, yeah.
He wishes that it was Neville, because if it were Neville, Lily would still be alive. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? So he's got, that going forward. Now, you have to, one of the things as you grow up, or as I grow up, you look at Snape grew up in a terrible household. And, obviously has his issues, fell in love with a girl that would have, if Snape hadn't chosen his path, more than likely would have ended up with Snape.
Yeah.
More than likely. Yep. But Snape started hanging around Death Eaters, people that would become Death Eaters, doing things that, chased Lily away.
I've had friends that, best friends, they started hanging around with the wrong crowd, and I'm like,
yeah.
Let me distance.
Yeah.
Let me distance.
Yeah. So Snape is a jerk to Harry because he has to look like, if any of the Death Eaters' children went back to their parents and were like, yep. Snape loves Harry. Okay. Snape and Harry are best friends. He does everything to help Harry. Cover blown.
And
right?
So just to remind everybody, this is all rounding on why does Snape seem to give Draco Malfoy such favoritism?
He is lenient with all of the Slytherins. Yeah. Because they are Death Eaters, or they are affiliated or related to Death Eaters, and Dumbledore knows that Voldemort is not done. So Voldemort will be back, and when they come back, he's going to have to count.
It gets so deep.
It gets so good. Yeah, and so he's extra mean to Neville because.
And if we haven't mentioned it yet, J.K. Rowling told Alan Rickman, and only Alan Rickman, how the story ends.
Because he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, this guy's a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, why would I do this? And she's like, I'll tell you. And you have to promise not to tell anybody. And he didn't tell anybody. Yeah. So that's the theory. That is.
Makes perfect
sense. And it almost doesn't even feel like a theory. It feels like when you say it out loud, you're like, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm thinking right now as I'm sitting here, oh, yeah, I already knew that.
Yeah. And some people will say, oh, well, it's because Harry looked so much like James. And every time Snape looked at James, there
could be a little of that too.
There could be a little of that, but it's I think it's a super deep.
Well, at some point you get over that kind of stuff, so. Or most people do.
Well, and you see that Lupin has, and you see that Snape and Sirius, even at the end of book 3, into book 4, book 5, Snape and Sirius are at each other's throats, openly insulting each other, at order meetings and stuff. So,
well, even then, Snape has to play the part. Mm-hmm. So,
at a order meeting, no, they all know. Or actually, they don't know.
There's prying ears around, so Snape is smart enough to know that there's people listening that shouldn't be listening. So if you guys have a theory about this or any other theory you might want to share with us, squibscorner@gmail.com. Instagram, Squibs Corner. If you're listening on Spotify, you can leave a comment on this video telling us your theory. Give us your information. I'll get a hold of you, and we'll have you on the episode.
Yeah. Come on in.
We'll see you next time, everybody. Squibs Corner is hosted by Jeremiah Lobot and co-host by Andrew Beecham. We would love to hear from you, so drop us a rate and review, to inquire about being a guest and for questions and comments, or to just give us your Harry Potter story. Email us at squibscorner@gmail.com. To watch Harry Potter merch unboxings, follow my YouTube, @KillPotterGuy. Lastly, you can leave us a voice memo and follow us on Instagram @Squibs Corner Podcast.